Hello, everyone. This is Jennifer Williams with Lux Life again, my podcast, and I am a real estate agent with actually a realtor, and we'll cover the difference in a different podcast. I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker Gold Coast, serving the Chicagoland area and beyond. Today's podcast, we're going to talk about you decided to buy. You're off the fence, you've heard all the stories, you see interest rates are starting to go up. I got to get in the game. Like, I'm missing out. Like, what am I missing out on? Now I hear interest rates are going to keep rising and rising and rising. And are we ever going to see these interest rates again? And I was going to move and I didn't. So now we need to be a buyer. My previous podcast was about being a seller, so check that out. And now you're a buyer. So now we're buying a home. We're relocating. Either we're in a new area, we're going to a new area because we can help you Chicagoland and around the world. So what are you going to expect to do? So you're going to interview your agent and pick which agent it is that you're going to want to work with. Of course, you're going to call me, but if you don't, and you decide to choose another agent, the steps are all the same. Just I have a few different techniques that other agents do not, and they have their techniques as well. So first off, pre-approved. So you want to make sure that you pick the agent that is going to be the best representative of you, that is going to answer her phone or him or his, answer their phone, respond to text messages, emails, whatever it is, because you're building your team to help you through this process. So that agent then, whether you have a lender that you decide you want to choose, and 9 times out of 10, the agent has a couple you can work with as well. Same thing with attorneys. Not every state is an attorney state. We happen to be here in Illinois. And again, I will say that anything that I'm going over discussing, I am not a lawyer. I do not hold a law degree, and none of this should be construed as legal advice. Okay, that being said, go get pre-approved. Because how do we know what you can afford? And how do we know what's going to make sense? And especially in this market, or any market for that matter, we want to be able to write. And I need to know, as the agent or any agent, that you can purchase the home. Does that mean that you're going to buy the first home we see? No, that doesn't mean that. But what that does mean is that you made a commitment and you're committed to this deal, and the agent then feels a whole lot more comfortable about being committed to you as a client. So we go, we look, we see the homes. We're so excited. We want to purchase this home. What's next? Either we've never done it before, or it's been 30 years. It's been 30 years since we've gotten into this real estate game. What do we do? So your agent will have a real estate contract to purchase. Ours happens to be a whole lot of pages, and I'm not going to go into every single detail on the page, but you are going to fill out you're going to make an offer. You decide to love the home, and here's your contract for your offer. So you're making your offer, and then now you have some disclosures to fill out. The seller has filled out these disclosures already, but you're going to have to review them with your agent and make sure that you understand the condition of the home. If it's as is, that's a whole different disclosure and a whole different conversation as well. If it's not, then, or if it's, say it's a second or third home, the disclosures are going to look the same, but some of the boxes are going to be checked and some of the questions are going to be answered a little differently. So we have a real estate property disclosure. We have a radon disclosure. We have a lead-based paint disclosure on anything that was built before 1978. At times we'll have an affiliated business disclosure. Your agent, depending on if they decided to take on dual agency, meaning that that agent can represent the seller and the buyer in one transaction, same transaction. So there's only one real estate agent dealing with both sides. Some agents do it, some agents do not. That is the agent's preference, and it's also the client's preference whether they want to allow that agent to do so. Again, we discussed affiliated business disclosures, and there's others. As we have different things that are coming to the market, there's always new disclosures being added all the time. So then you sign all your paperwork. And my clients, we do it through DocuSign or .loop, depending. Sometimes you can do it, write pen and paper, and then you'll get a copy of it from your agent. DocuSign, we all have a copy at the same exact time. That then is submitted to the listing agent, your offer, along with all the signed disclosures and your pre-approval letter, because nobody's going to take it serious without a pre-approval letter from a lender. And you send that off. So what do we need to know as a buyer? Number one, we have to make sure that we have our pre-approval letter and that we can afford what we're doing. And it's a really good idea to have talked to a real estate attorney or talk to your agent about a real estate attorney. If you need one, if you don't need one, you want one, the pros and cons, and then look to see and then have that information as well. For me, I like to have that information so I can put it right on the contract when we're writing the offer. So again, you're looking to buy, shoot me a text, give me a call, check me out on Instagram, TikTok, at Jennifer Williams Broker to see what I'm up to. And if you have any other questions or topics that you want us to cover and discuss, we'll be happy to do so. Because, it's a big decision to get off the sideline and get into the game. And we want to make sure you're educated on the process. So when you go to meet with me after you call me and you've heard this podcast, you want to meet with me, you have an idea of who I am, what I have to say, what I sound like, what I look like, and so on and so forth. So, we want to make sure that we lessen your anxiety so we're not holding you back. You can go and achieve your goals of homeownership or whatever it is that you want to do with real estate. 708-710-9266 is my number. Feel free to call or text. You can email me at jenniferwilliams@cbrealty.com. I can be found on YouTube at Lux Life as well. And again, my podcast on Spotify, which is on Spotify, Audible, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Alexa, you name it, we're on it. We're gaining ground by leaps and bounds. 708-710-9266, and have a great day. Thanks.